Herkese merhaba. Paris'te 8 takımın ateşli kapışması ilk playoff haftasını efsane bir şölene çevirdi. Nefes kesen seriler ve unutulmaz anlarla dolu bu bültende geride kalanları yeniden yaşayalım. Playoff Paper Rex ile G2'nun nefes kesen serisiyle start aldı. PRX'in seçtiği Lotus'ta ekoramplar bile çekişmeli geçti. PRX 13-11'lik skorla seriye 1-0 önde başladı. Crowd'da ise kıran kırana mücadele uzatmalara gitti. Ve G2 15-13 ile skoru eşitledi. Ascent'te kazanan belli oldu. G2 ilk yarıyı 8-4 önde kapatsa da Forsaken'ın müthiş performansıyla geri dönen PRX 13-11 ile seriyi 2-1 kazandı. Gün Fnatic ile DRX'in kapışmasıyla devam etti. DRX kendi seçimi Heaven'da ilk yarı rakibine nefes aldırmadı. Ancak ikinci yarıda Fnatic AlphaGen'in liderliğinde inanılmaz bir geri dönüşle haritayı 13-11 aldı. DRX Ascent'te 13-8'lik skorla cevap verip seriyi 1-1'e getirdi. Son harita Lotus'ta ise Fnatic 13-5'lik skorla domine etti. Seriyi 2-1 kazanan EMEA temsilcisi üst turda PRX'in rakibi oldu. İkinci gün Heretics ile MIBR arasındaki seriyle alev aldı. Bu maç sıradan bir Champions kapışmasından çok daha fazlasıydı. Heretics'in sezon öncesi videosunda Aspas'a Baiter denmesi Brezilya taraftarını fena halde kızdırmıştı.
Who is the most overrated player in VCT and why?
Oh, Aming, it's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who was that, sorry?
He's a beta. You see,
I think it's fine. I think it's Aspas. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's just overrated. Like, he's not
Why?
that good. I think he's just better, you know? He's not that good in the game.
There's a clip of you saying Aspas is overrated.
Guys, it's AI, it's not me.
Oh, it's not real. All right, okay.
Talk a little bit too much about Aspas, and now you guys are gonna play him. Do you still believe he's a baiter? And what's your expectations going finally against him, the server?
I'm not gonna comment on the thing I said before. I already messaged him on Twitter. I think he just didn't see it, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I think my message on the request box, you know. I don't think he's a baiter. I think he's a good player. But like I just said it in like 1 year ago, you know. It was just a kind of stupid comment. I think he's a really good player. And I think like you respect him, you know. But like obviously he's our enemy now today.
Of
so
course.
like we're not gonna have mercy, you know. But overall, like I like Aspas. I don't know. Like it was
Okay.
just really long time ago in off season. It
Yeah,
was just a video, you know. It was for the content. Nothing serious.
We
you know?
know.
Beklenen bu ateşli seri Crowd'da büyük heyecanla başladı. İlk yarıyı 8-4 önde kapatan Heretics'e MIBR'ın sert cevabı maçı uzatmalara taşıdı ve son sözü MIBR söyleyerek seride 1-0 öne geçti. Heretics'in seçimi Sunset'te devam eden seride Wood ve Benji'nin ajan değişikliği göze çarparken maç öncesi draması sahneye de sıçradı.
He's gonna save, guys. He's Aspas.
MIBR haritayı 13-6 ezercesini kazanıp üst tura yükselirken Heretics lower bracket'a düştü. Maç sonrası Riens'in paylaşımı Brezilya taraftarlarının yorum yağmuruna tutuldu. Aspas ise röportajında olayları kendi açısından yorumladı.
Everyone special in the Brazilian community was talking about the old video of Team Heretics players calling you baiter and overrated player. Does this victory have a different weight on you after that?
Honestly, no. The only difference that made was the fact that I was 1-1 against them and now I'm 2-1, so I live on top.
Günün ikinci serisinde iki sürpriz ekip Giantex ve Enerji kozlarını paylaştı. İlk kez playoff yapan Giantex ile Amerika'nın Flash takımı Enerji'nin grup aşamasındaki etkileyici performansları bu serinin favorisini kestirmeyi zorlaştırıyordu. Ama oyunda işler hiç beklendiği gibi gitmedi. Heaven'da Bravk'ın 18-1'lik inanılmaz skoruyla Enerji haritayı 13-1 ile ezdi. İkinci harita Lotus'ta da tablo değişmedi. Enerji 13-6'lık galibiyetle seriyi 2-0 kapattı. Grup aşamasında parlayan Ara ise bu seride adeta kayıplardaydı. Playoff'un ilk kaybedenler serisi DRX ile G2 arasında oynandı. G2'nun seçtiği Lotus'ta 13-7'lik galibiyetle G2 seriye önde başladı. Abyss'te ise Deadlock'tan vazgeçip Chamber'la sahneye çıkan Leaf dikkat çekti. İlk yarıyı 8-4 önde kapatan DRX'e G2'nun ikinci yarı hamlesi yetmedi. DRX'in genç yıldızı Huinmin turnuvadaki en iyi performansıyla 13-19 zaferin mimarı oldu ve seri 1-1'e geldi. Son harita Bind'da DRX rakibini adeta ezdi. 13-7'lik skorla seri 2-1 kazanan Pasifik temsilcisi G2'yu playoff'un ilk elenen takımı yaptı. EMEA şampiyonu Liquid'den sonra Amerika şampiyonu G2'yu da evine yollayan DRX sosyal medyada kral katil olarak adlandırıldı. Günün diğer kaybedenler serisi iki EMEA takımı Giantex ile Heretics arasında geçti. Giantex bir önceki günün ağır yenilgisinin sarsıntısını atlatamadan Ascent'te 13-4'lük kayıpla seriye 1-0 geride başladı. Ama Lotus'ta adeta küllerinden doğdu ve 13-3'lük çarpıcı bir galibiyetle skoru eşitledi. Serinin kaderini Bind haritası belirledi. Heretics alışılmış kompozisyonun dışına çıkarak mini boyu Waylay, Wood'u ise kariyerinde ilk kez Yoru ile oynattı. çekişmeli geçen haritayı 13-9 kazanan Heretics seri 2-1 aldı ve Giantex'i turnuvadan eledi. Champions'ı 7-8. sırada bitiren Giantex $50.000 evine dönerken bu sezonki yükselişiyle göz doldurdu. Yarı finalde Toronto'nun finalistleri Fnatic ile PRX kapıştı. Maç öncesi Fnatic cephesinden taraftarları üzen bir haber geldi. Yıldız oyuncu Alfajer rahatsızlanıp geceyi hastanede geçirdiği için sahnede olamayacaktı. Onun yerine bir dönem Fnatic forması giyen Doma sahneye çıktı. Bind'da başlayan seri PRX'in güçlü başlangıcıyla hareketlendi. Kolay bir galibiyet geleceği düşünülürken Kayak adeta tek başına direndi. 30 kill'le haritaya damga vursa da PRX 13-10'la öne geçti. Heaven'da Fnatic 13-4'lük ezici bir cevapla seriyi eşitledi ve heyecanı tavan yaptırdı.
4v5, now a 3v5 as something also falls. Chronicle blinded up, but gets a spot, gets Divide, goes up back, plot, and the shot!
Lotus'ta ise unutulmaz bir geri dönüş yaşandı. Fnatic pistolü alarak haritaya başladı ama PRX'in hamlelerine yanıt veremeyince ilk yarı 9-3 PRX üstünlüğüyle bitti. Ancak ikinci yarıda Fnatic destan yazdı. Alfajer'in yokluğunda round bile vermeden 13-9'luk galibiyetle haritayı aldı. Bu zafer Fnatic'i kazananlar finaline taşırken PRX kaybedenler potasına düştü. Diğer yarı final serisi Amerika temsilcileri MIBR ile Enerji arasında geçti. Seri MIBR'in seçimi olan Abyss ile başladı. Başa baş geçen seri uzatmalara gitti. Aspas'ın 32 kill ile tamamladığı harita kazanmak için yeterli olmadı ve harita 30 round sonunda Enerji'nin oldu. Serinin ikinci haritası Heaven'da önceki gün Giantex'i 13-1 ile deviren Enerji kendine güveniyordu. Ancak MIBR'ın kusursuz oyunu planları ters yönde işletti ve haritayı 13-4 kazanan MIBR seriyi 1-1 eşitledi. Serinin kazananını Krot haritası belirledi. Bu haritada takımların çeşitli komplar tercih ettiği görülürken taraflar birbirinin aynısı olan aynı komplar ile haritaya çıktı. Rekabetin bir an olsun durdurak bilmediği harita uzatmalara gitti. Uzatmaları daha iyi oynayan Enerji seriyi 16-14 kazanarak kazananlar finalinde Fnatic'in rakibi olurken MIBR alt turda DRX ile eşleşti. Serinin toplam skoruna bakıldığında Enerji tarafında pozitif skorlu oyuncu olmamasına karşın seriyi kazandığı göze çarpıyor. Aspas ise gösterdiği 80 kill'lik performans ile global Boğuç kill rekorunu kırdı.
He is a force of nature. And you can see why, but can he do more? How much can we ask of one man? He takes away the head of the snake, but still falls back. Does he go back in for seconds? Pinged out though, he has to respect it to an extent. Deep flash, they want to go hunting. Oh, it's brilliant from Aspas! One of a kind to get them to and put them back at a player advantage. What now in? Rotations are on the way.
Brock though, thinking about the flank. MIBR have been doing this every single time.
Oh, so the play up.
He doesn't know how many.
Aspas still very much alive and kicking. Let's have support as well now through CT. Standing ahead. As Verno starting to tighten this retake here. Brought back to the wall, getting revealed. Now how long can he live? Trying to outstay his welcome. Sees another target. Scuba there takes away Verno. Paranoia in. How much is this going to come down to a 3v3? Aspas, he's on to 4. He aces to keep MIBR alive. There is no one like
This guy is leading champs in ACS, KD, KDA, damage per round, kill per round, and he's just ace to keep his team.
Son günün ilk serisinde Paper Rex ile Heretics kapıştı. Kazanan yoluna devam edecek, kaybeden ise turnuvaya veda edecekti. Her iki takım da genelde Abyss'i ilk yasaklama olarak seçerken PRX Fnatic mağlubiyetinin ardından Heaven'ı yasaklamayı tercih etti. Seri Heretics'in seçimi Ascent'la açıldı. Heretics haritaya muhteşem bir giriş yaptı. Ancak ikinci yarıda PRX geri dönerek 13-11 ile galip geldi ve seride 1-0 öne geçti. Heretics Bind'da 13-9'luk sağlam bir cevapla skoru eşitledi. Karar haritası Lotus'a Heretics yine harika başladı. 4-1'lik üstünlük kurdu ama PRX'in molası her şeyi değiştirdi. Alex'in direktifleriyle coşan PRX round kaybı olmadan haritayı 13-4 aldı. Seri 2-1 kazanan PRX Heretics turnuvadan eledi. Haftanın kapanışında MIBR ile DRX kozlarını paylaştı. MIBR kendi seçimi Sunset'te 9-3 geriye düşse de ikinci yarıda muhteşem bir geri dönüşle haritayı 13-10 kazandı. Seri Ascent'le devam etti. Aspas'ın ekstra performansıyla rekabet tavan yaptı ve maç uzatmalara gitti.
Looking to try to get Gunman out of this fight, and he's done just that. The knive's now going to be popped into 3v3. Nap life on the line here for MIBR. He's still at alley. Now they just pump the brakes. Slowing everything down. Looking for this check. Freeing lows in his head. Aspas looks to send this into OT. And he has!
DRX uzatmalarda 15-13'lük skorla galip gelip seriyi Bind'a taşıdı. Bind'da ilk yarı başa baş geçti. Ancak ikinci yarı DRX kontrolü el aldı ve 13-10'luk zaferle seriyi 2-1 kazandı. MIBR turnuvaya veda ederken DRX üst turda Pasif'in diğer yıldızı PRX ile eşleşti. Arkası dönük oyuncuları vurmak sadece bizim için değil, profesyonel oyuncular için de zor görünüyor. Leaf'in bu hatası harita kaybına, hatta belki de seri kaybına neden olmuş olabilir.
Still contacting up here, PaperX.
Leave from behind.
It could be that back stab!
Oh,
What is that by Forsaken? Quick 180!
But how many other players are reacting to this
There's
this
no way.
quickly and deleting the player behind you.
There's no way.
And it's actually a bit of a tough shot because as he moves, his model goes
Yeah.
downwards too because he's on a staircase.
Moving down into the pit.
Davay üzerine gelen oyuncuları affetmiyor.
Open Patman trying to help out as well through mid. Looking down this avenue, he knows where most of the ire is coming from. Davay shuts him down. 1, 2, 3 shots. He's looking for that 4 off his team. Helps
So focused on dealing with Jing on the other corner. A wider swing from Jorgamo. You watch this, and because the reactions
Leaf smoke'una gizlenince bir takım garip olaylar yaşanıyor.
Same play. Leaf is not in a spot to really contest this one, but he's found a pocket to play in. It's his own smoke that's bloomed and blossomed the showstopper. Not finding any marks. Bit of clearance is needed
God.
here, but they don't expect this. Haunt over Forsaken. Not getting the read on it. It's a time of the plant. TP behind. TP behind. Man, he just missed each other. It's all down to this and the show.
really sneaky player. But that teleport bent his brain, and he couldn't quite find the trade there. Or rather, the second kill. Jing did get the trade. It's this final play towards the end, actually, though, in the 3v3 that wins it out for Paper Rex.
Yarım satın alma turunda tek başına vandal alan Forsaken bu cesur seçimin hakkını veriyor.
Misses his shot. Rarity at that, and he doesn't take the time to TP away. It's Forsaken with the punish. He was to play with a rifle. It's going to be the case, and the Sheriffs, wow! Paper X know how to make them work. 2 players down here for G2 and an open site now and an open plant. Paper X, a lot of damage being taken into the process, but you got to try and win this one with overwhelming firepower. Sidelines are being cut away. Spam into the floorboards. Trent to remove Patman. Now he's looking for a little bit more. Big flash though, and an even better swing. Forsaken is putting matters into his own hands as the IGL. Straight shots and straight bullets. He's barely alive, but he's still getting it done. 3 for him. And time has been bought for his team to survive into this one, to play it all together. What a
On his back right now. It's outrageous. Every single time they need a hero, he steps up.
Beynin attığı görüş Botstra saplanıyor ve Clutch kaçınılmaz hale geliyor.
Good timing. Oh my God! Has he
No
actually,
way.
Has he got Boaster with it? He's got the reveal, certainly. Lovely shock dart.
He's gonna combo.
Oh my God. Okay, he's back to the gun, but he's playing the timer. He's playing it like an absolute champ. It's insane.
Absolutely, yeah. Finds 3.
It was on him.
Sticks to him.
I thought it might have been. I was like, how is he not LOSing that? But
Fanatik'in zor anlar yaşadığı sırada Alfajer sahneye çıkıp fark yaratıyor.
security might get hunted down, but there's still players by window looking to punish his position. They try and swing, and they do. Yeah, Alpha and Crash is trying to do something, but it's a 3v2 here already. Bane, Kyunmin does go down. This is better. This is much better. Hold on. They need to get to work on that spike. Still a shock dart to play, but he can see that he's not on. We've still got time to play with. Oh, Alpha! Heroics! Heroics at the final hurdle! And just
To find just a second. Look how crispy that first shot is.
God, but it took that level of elevation to get Fnatic their second. 13 seconds, but down to just 1 man. 10 seconds and a bit of a dream. He's fighting for it though. As DRX, can they do this free?
Oh my God.
The tag is not enough to put down Alpha. You need more than that. How many times?
It's just insane.
Because DRX did everything right.
They absolutely did, but at the end of the day, it's still Alpha on the other side of this equation. Fnatic have 6 rounds. 3 of them have been on the back of Alpha's heroics.
A savior.
Chronicle rakiplerini önde karşılayarak kontrolü ele almaya karar veriyor.
Bloodthirsty in this, and he absolutely is. Chronicle.
Just hints of Fnatic and the clock being.
Alpha'nın bıçak denemesi başarısız oluyor.
Slow and steady.
I thought he was going for the knife there.
You and me both. Oh.
Well,
Alpha.
he's been
Alpha.
listening to me cast today.
Alpha. Oh, you're getting knifed.
There's somebody's.
Ish.
Well, I mean, it looked a lot worse on the replay, to be honest. I don't know, bro.
Aynı seride Alfajer rakibin operatörü sevlemesine engel olmaya çalışıyor. Ancak bu çaba sonuçsuz kalıyor.
Certainly not going to feel comfortable on the way forwards, but a big upgrade to be found.
15 seconds.
Alpha's trying to hide the op.
Enemy remaining.
10
seconds left.
Gonna find Crash, he's there. Alpha, there's very little to do. Okay. Oh my god. I mean, they win the round, but he still looks bloody good.
You see that looking.
Did
they get it? I think he grabbed it.
Ooh, Flashback's gone off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been like.
Takımların saniyelerle yarıştığı roundda Minibo soğukkanlılığını koruyarak rakibini alt ediyor.
However, starting to tick. Aspas able to find one more. Quadazia alone on the side, finds the first, swoops in, finds himself a second, and now it's a 1v1. Miniboo needing to win this, needing to find it.
Able to track him down with the Guardian is Miniboo. Quadazia almost with the 3K. Tries to hold the trigger down, expecting the repeat, but Miniboo has.
Aspas Heretic serisinde üst üste 3 roundda karbon atıyor.
Aspas flirting with this mid line and getting it too! To have a round start like this, they're trying to offset a little bit.
The wall falls and Boo goes down with it as Aspas finds another.
He is so unbelievable. Right as the flash is popping.
Pick to be found, Aspas. However, he's done it again! Okay boys, new strategy. We find Aspas, we run the hell away.
Görmenin neredeyse imkansız olduğu anlarda oyuncular adeta iğne deliğinden kill alıyor.
Wondering how he got that classic kill.
How much you meant to do? That's one. Takes a bit of damage. He's right. Oh, he's absolutely right. It's this.
There's so much damage, but it's this kill right here. Does he
see him? Yeah, there's just something there.
Nefes kesen roundda Valin son kurşunlarıyla zaferi kazanıyor.
Tap on the defuse, but the time already starting to get away from them. The salvos now landing here on top of this spike. DRX need to get on this ASAP. Flashback does provide some covering fire, but the delay from the side of G2 is just looking far too clean. Mako playing forward, the defuse being held. He's frantically
to cut him off. They don't anticipate that he's going to be in that position with that weapon.
DRX savunmadaki agresif oyunuyla roundu daha başlamadan bitiriyor.
Things are about to get very bloody very quickly. They're looking for the crunch play here yet again. Gunman goes into the peak, the ping reveal, finding four, and Mako able to find one. Looks to dip out. Conversion pass now going to be sent through. Flashback able to steady that spray to find one. Pain gets lead. Jogamo dead. The challenge now trying to do it all.
Gunman to dash up into the window. He throws a saturate, then throws his ult. They get the ping reveal. It is just a compressed G2. And they get smothered.
Flashback'in ışık hızındaki first kill'i oldukça etkileyiciydi.
One was a difference maker.
Oh, and Flashback! What a shot! What a play from Flashback. Absolutely astounding.
Rians B bölgesinde hiçbir düelloyu kaybetmiyor.
That's still lighting you up. Straight shots forwards again. Rians wants to anchor, and that is pure reactions. He unleashes, rifle in hand, and what a now Heretic's doing the exact same. One step ahead. Rians. It's been a menace towards the back here, but he's got to try and do it again. Time running short, but this guy will not slow down. Another three-piece for Rians. 7 seconds. Plan needs to go down, but the pressure is just relentless.
Consistent for this team too. But moments like this, his partner falls beside him and he still picks up team.
Look to claw it all the way back. Time is still against them, but again, these weapons handed over into the 1v1. And a wide face from Rians.
Huge credit to Rians for being able to pull this one off in the 1v2. He had good information on where Grabinho was and just makes the perfect decision with his movement. 19 kills across 15 rounds. He is...
Woot'un wallbang denemesi başarılı sonuç veriyor.
3 time of the essence. Not going to be easy for him. Not going to be.
Try to clear it. It buys time for defensive rope.
Rakibini asla affetmeyen Rians nadir bir an yaşıyor.
It could have been a sealer going on. Doesn't have eyes on the spike.
Time pressure don't want him. Hold on, your knife out, you're jumping around. There's no bloody way. What is that?
Just seen him put together an incredible ascent. Can't land the shot. Frustrated with himself, obviously. Flickless is so lucky.
Flickless'ın bu vuruşu roundu kazandırmasa da muhteşem görünüyordu.
They're just marching to victory at a point like this.
What a shot!
But what a play, Flickless. Quick bit of toggling from him. Nasty work with the rifle in hand, but he's got to do so much more.
Pressure supply. I think one of the big problems here is that they're just running out.
Heretics oyuncuları Astra'nın çekmesini bloklayarak Echo roundu kazanıyor.
Can he get active? That's a jump up, and here it is, activated indeed. Grabinho deletes 2 of them off the map. And looking to again apply that pressure just from the side. It's a scurry forwards. Heretics realize it. They're being approached from every direction. Body block. Let's see how precise this one is. It's happened to defuse. Boo! Boo! Boo! Oh!
That is a monstrous outplay. It's actually quite difficult to pull off. Immaculate stuff for Heretics.
Minibo'nun açılışıyla başlayan roundu abisi tamamlıyor.
Like divine intervention and now fast play forwards. Now Horn not dealt with. Minibu attempts to transfer, but he claims the one kill. Moxie defeat Wordy. This is not going to be ready for, but he does spot it out. It's just a barrel poking out. Spoils it for him, and he still wins a fight out. This is ISO fight. Sees his huge, and he almost strike. My God!
He even gets a kill of Minibu in the midst of it all. In the last 3 rounds for Heretics. Sticking defuses, giving his life, sacrificing his brother, and then hitting an insane flick towards the end.
Doma'nın taredi smoke'un ardında kalarak etkisiz hale geliyor.
This is also something Fnatic loves to do from their defender side, get that big push down through mid. Not sure if Fnatic's going to be ready for them to be so quickly in behind. Like you said, the smoke, it stops that turret from ringing out. Plant now going to be coming through, and Crashies gets the bad news. Jing is right there alongside something. Immediately picks up 2, Devi able to find Chronicle, and now it is just down to Kayak. Worked wonders in the pre.
Crashies'in olağanüstü vuruşu roundu kazandırıyor.
Call's going to be made, but bouncing up into the window. Crashies gets the spot out, turns around, finds Jing. And what is that?
This is outrageous.
Oh, that is disgusting. Oh man.
Kayak Something'in klon taklidi yaptığını düşünüyor.
Further scaling. That is not a clone.
Hello?
That is not a clone. That is not a clone! I don't even think he was trying to go for the fake. I think they just missed each other completely. And that is catastrophic as Jing comes flying in. Continue on their win streak.
It stopped. It's oh my God! And it feels like the clone maybe clipped the wall, and you just think it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Fnatic ile PRX serisinde maçın kaderini değiştiren o kritik an.
Playing off site for now, but he's going through, does get a grab, and Boaster goes up and over the top. Prowler, the scout, and something flushed out. Does get taken down. HL's now going to be lobbed in. Devi doesn't win that fight! Boaster just dropping down off the top, able to find him. So he finds the timing, cleans him up, and has to make an exit, and he's going to be detained! Crash is just rotating over, going for the defuse, holding it, but I don't think he knows where Forsaken is at! But Crashes absolutely annihilates him!
How does he turn off of this in time? Unbelievable! 15 HP! The spray just a little bit off. And it's miracles for Fnatic.
Crashies has delivered so many. The fadeaway shot on Haven and now this.
Mada'nın teleportu haritanın dışına gidiyor.
They're sticking around a little late on this, but from afar, Verno.
Oh!
Oh,
How's that
dear,
happen?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
But this ult from Verno.
Oh.
I mean, the pull. Oh, he's just sent his TP off the map. That really is a kanka.
Verno ve Artsin maçı uzatmalara taşımak için ellerinden gelenin fazlasını yapıyor.
Aspas and Verno, the two highlights, the two storylines. And Verno, that's the spike. Can he deny it again? It's poetry in motion from Verno.
The shock dart, sure, because it's around the corner. But this angle, he's just not tucked close enough. Crazy moments. Unbelievable clutch. And Emma... Find out where the operator is.
The savior of last round. Oh, he still wants to keep going. Brilliant. A fight again, Verno. Monstrous impact in these last couple of rounds. A 4v3. It's not over yet. An Artisan cool under lights like this. In pressure like this. It's outstanding from MIBR. Something to be proud of in these last couple of rounds. As Scuba's chances become near on null. What are you meant to do against 4? You start to believe it's a dangerous...
1 ve 2'de kalan Som'un inanılmaz şans vuruşu roundu kazandırıyor.
They don't know. Or do they know now? They've got to check on this. They have to check on this. Oh my God! What are we witnessing? Back-to-back ridiculous round anymore.
I've got to be honest with you. After the comeback we just saw from Fnatic, I thought there's no way this match is topping that.
I thought, well, easy day for us.
Yeah.
No sweat. Comfy.
Every game NRG has played has been an utter banger.
Riens ve Wood'un kusursuz işbirliği Heretics'e ek roundu kazandırıyor.
Try and vanish for just a moment, but something can find Riens! Where did you just get that? Brez comes in, it's emergency! Call the cavalry, call the support! Patman barrels in, he wants some! Leaving just Woot alive now, 1v2, 2 bullets. He's seen him. Jing spotted, 13 seconds. Woot's still alive here, but Jing, known for these miracles, brings Woot down to size. He's going for the plant. This is outrageous!
Able to pick off a couple.
How did you
Jing,
get this?
oh my god, it's a Kalat in A main. That's disgusting. I think Alex and Minion will be horrified.
Riens eceli biraz genişten kullanınca köşeyi kontrol edemiyor ve Something cezayı kesiyor.
Something has to play into the corner.
Oh no.
No. This could be a disaster. And he's waited. He knew there was a fade nearby as well. It is another massacre again. Heretics can't get
Corner properly there. That's the whole purpose of that piece of utility. And something with great patience. You know, Alex was saying that they are nervous out there. But he doesn't look it. He looks
Wood tek seferde gözü kıramayınca bu hata pahalıya patlıyor.
It's looking to be disruptive, looking to do what they do best, get under the skin. God!
with the classic up. That was a straight up 1v1. The Annihilation had caught onto his teammate. Set up by this flash.
Playoff'un en yüksek SS'lerine sahip oyuncusu 271 ile Kayak oldu. Onu 267 SS ile Aspas, 233 SS ile Brauk, 231 SS ile Jojima ve 228 SS ile Forsaken izledi. Dip 5'lide ise 141 SS ile Bu, 146 SS ile Boster ve Ethan, 153 SS ile Scuba ve Crashies yer aldı. Alt sıralarda yer alan bu 4 oyuncunun hala turnuvada yola devam etmesi oldukça ilgi çekici bir durum. Playoff'un en çok tercih edilen haritası 7 kez seçilen Lotus oldu. 8 kez yasaklanan Sunset ise takımların oynamaktan kaçındığı harita olarak öne çıktı. Playoff'un gözde ajanı Omun olurken ISO, Phoenix, Reyna, Sky ve Claw hiç seçilmedi. Champions final haftası ile 3 Ekim'de devam edecek. 16 takımın heyecan dolu macerasında geriye kalan 4 takımdan biri bu hafta sonunda şampiyonluğunu ilan edecek. Ayrıca bu hafta yeni güncelleme, yeni oyun modu ve yeni ajan tanıtılacak. Bülten burada sona ererken kanala abone olmayı ve videoyu beğenmeyi unutmayın.